Okay, so I come into work and it's so much fun and I'm so excited. I'm going to meet Christine and get to introduce you to introduce her to all of you. And I knew we were going to have such a fun shoe shopping show tonight. And then I'm like, okay, so what shoe am I going to wear? So this is a Truth and Style jacket that Angelo, our stylist, picked for me. And of course, Bell by Gravel jeans, because that's all I wear. And I'm walking down the aisle and I went, boop, right there. So for the majority of the show, I was wearing these in in yellow, I should say. These are faux leather. These are Spenco. We're about to have so much fun with this show, and the price is going up at the end of the day. And this is the famous Kholo, but it's a Kholo Wedge, a little bit higher than one of the flatter ones, but still within Christine's sweet spot, because this is about 1 3/4 inches, but you sit deep within that heel cup, so it feels like even less. And you're lifted up by about 1 inch on front. I'm holding this in the navy. Okay. Deanna just said her foot is so happy. And this is somebody that's been wearing comfort shoes for 2 hours. So that really shows you the Spenco difference. So we have this in navy. That's the one that I was holding. We have it in all black. Okay, so then the one that I was wearing is celandine, which is a yellow flower, part of the poppy family. We looked it up. Our dear friend Lori, who puts our shows together, is in love with the cork. And then we also have it in a beautiful pink blush color. Oh, by the way, the navy is called Peacoat. Isn't that cute? And this one is called Coral Cloud. Do we have Dr. Nick standing by on this one? Okay, great. So Dr. Nicholas Pagano in the house. Dr. Nick, come on in, because we have someone to meet you as well. Christine is one of our wonderful shoe shopping friends who is joining us, and she was just telling us she's dealt with a little foot injury, so she's looking for comfort and style. So Dr. Nick, meet one of our beautiful shoe shoppers, Christine, who's joined us for this entire show.
Christine, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Hi, Dr. Nick. I love you, and I love Spenco. I wear you every day around the house.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's what I love to hear. And I'm sorry you're dealing with a foot injury, but I'm hoping you're getting good help. And, hopefully Spenco can be part of your arsenal for keeping you moving and keeping you feeling good.
It has been. It has been. Thank you.
I'm going to ask you, Christine, before we dive in with Dr. Nick, what do you love so much about Spenco? Why is that the shoe that you wear every single day?
Well, actually, I bought it because of my injury. I had a, TMI, but a break in my 5th metatarsal and an ankle repair. And so I was looking for something with comfort, something that wouldn't. I didn't want anything touching my surgical spot. So I saw those one day, the sandals one day. I think they were Kholo. I have a couple of styles, and I gave them a try. I had to send a couple back to go for a smaller sizing, but absolute comfort. That heel cup, I feel balanced. I don't feel like my foot's going to slip out. And it's just comfort and support that I was looking for. And it's been an absolute lifesaver these last couple of years.
Oh, yay. All right, I'm going to do colors already, Dr. Nick, because we've sold 700. I promise we'll get to Dr. Nick and maybe to a Fife dog view, but who knows? Okay, so this is Peacoat with that beautiful, this was like such an expensive shoe. It is a today only price. You've got this 2 levels of adjustability with your hook and loop, and in the Peacoat, which is your navy, $850. All black, great little wedge, year round, $880 to go around. If you want it in that gorgeous celandine, $500, that's what I wore. That's the only one with the white outsole. Lori, who puts our show together, is in love with the cork. 200 left, so you better shop quickly. And then we're just been in love with these pretty, pretty colors. The Coral Cloud, only $750 left. Okay, so Dr. Nick, take it away. So Christine loves it. It's been her lifesaver. Explain to everybody what makes Spenco so different.
Absolutely. Well, the one thing that makes Spenco so different, Jane, is our total support technology. Spenco was a company that began by Dr. Wayman Spence in Waco, Texas, and it started with the ground. The second the heel hits the ground, it's met by a deep heel cup that cradles and aligns the heel. And you mentioned that, Christine. Then the arch is met as the foot comes down to the ground by a medial and lateral, that is an inside and outside of the foot, cradling orthotic arch support. Then, and this is unique to Spenco, as the ball of the foot comes down and you propel and push off, that green icon you see there, that's unique to Spenco, and that's our metatarsal dome. So we are able to read and react with every step that you take as you see all those magical foot bones moving, including that fifth metatarsal. And as you propel, every step that you get is going to have that total contact support. And it can go such a long way with every step that you take. And then Jane, I love that she loves the Kholo, because one of the things that you and I talk about, because I love the Kholo myself, especially if if you do not want to wear a toe post, you get wonderful coverage, but then also there's hook and loop closure at 2 points over the forefoot and over the top of the foot or the vamp, so that is fully adjustable to accommodate. And then one of my favorite parts is that windowing that is around the big toe joint as well as along the entire side of the foot. So you'll be able to allow for that breathing and that air. But then we take that Kholo style and we up the game, Jane, right? Literally, we add a wedge heel to it. And on my version, you can see that cork. That's all EVA. So one of the things that we don't sacrifice with this is comfort, because it still offers that nice light weight, but we have a nice blown rubber outsole. And what that means is it's going to be nice and comfortable. Then that total support technology is wrapped in a suede footbed. So what you're feeling on your feet is that nice comfort, but that nice support. And we're expecting you to go without socks with this one. So with everyone, we have our ultra fresh antimicrobial barrier that's built in to help with odor and to decrease bacteria. But you know, the Kholo is one of that tried and true designs that Spenco has had with Shoe Shopping with Jane for, gosh, 8 years now, Jane.
And guess what, Dr. Nick and Christine, I got to remove the cork. I hope Lori, our coworker, bought them, because the cork just sold out. And Dr. Nick, question, because Christine is a 6.5. So if we are a half size, which way should we go when we're wearing the Kholos?
Half sizes should size up. And one of the things, Christine, that's beautiful about it is that dual area of the hook and loop closure. So it's going to be very forgiving against your skin, what you're feeling. Jane, you mentioned it. It's almost like a nice, soft neoprene against your skin. But what I always joke about, our hook and loop closure is audible. Like you can hear it. So it's like, you set it and you leave it in place and you just roll with it.
Well, we lost a color, so let's go back and see what we have left. And I also love, Dr. Nick and Christine, that like every outsole looks different. Like this is EVA, but it looks like this gorgeous, I don't know, like polished patent. It's beautiful. So this is what Tiana's wearing, who's raving over how good her feet feel, even though we did 2 hours of comfort shoes. But then she gets into this one and she's like, oh my gosh. And I have a sneaking suspicion it is that famous metatarsal dome. I know, my girl. So we have Coral Cloud, only 650 to go around. For most of the show, I was running around in these yellow shoes. We only have 450 left. That's the only one with that white outsole. Medium and wide, half sizes go up. Black is a classic, fewer than 700. And then Peacoat is the blue with that like deep burnished brown outsole. So now, well, we have Christine here, and then we also have our expert, Dr. Nick. Christine, do you have any questions for Dr. Nick about this style, or maybe this outsole, or Spenco in general?
I love that they've done the wedge. That was my go-to spring summer look for prior to my injury. But I really love that they've done that. It's not high enough where I don't think I'll have the support or be balanced, and I love it. I continue to make more in the wedge, especially for the warm months. I love a good wedge.
Well, Christine, I'm happy you said that, because honestly, it was you that we created the wedge, right? Spenco has been around for so many years, and we've continued to listen to what you wanted. You mentioned the Kholo, music to my ears. You mentioned that deep heel cup, and you can see how Deanna's foot just sits into that heel with that support. And then that full lining of that EVA down along the outsole of her foot and just supporting her arch on both sides. I'm sorry, I get Christine, I get distracted when I start seeing people's feet. But, you
Well, the good news is when Christine and I are finished in shoe shopping, we get to watch Dr. Nick in Cheers to Shopping with Sean and Leah, because I know both of my, just Leah. So Cheers to Shopping with Leah in the next hour. So Dr. Nick, we're going to get you ready for that presentation.
Thank you.
Hang out.
Thank you.
We love you. And I'll do a quick color
Bye,
update.
Dr. Nick.
Half our quantity
Nice
is
to meet you,
gone.
Christine.
Oh my gosh, it's a today only price. So the price goes up at the end of the day. Peacoat is going to be your navy, black, self-explanatory, celadine, that beautiful yellow, and it's all padded underneath. It's so comfortable. And then we have it in our sweet coral cloud. Christine, I have to tell you, from the bottom of my heart, I'm getting a little emotional. I've always felt like I know